Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap. Our morning leap session is where we set up our trade plan for the day. We take a look at the market, macro to micro, the structure of the market. Then we drill down and decide where our trade levels are going to be, what our targets are for the day, and what our main hypotheses are going to be. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. We've been together now. We're a small group. Just over 7 years now in one form or another. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in joining us, I'll put up the contact information in just a minute. But before we get started, please read the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan. Okay, if you want to come in for a free trial or join us, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. I do not have a website. This is not a commercial venture. You can certainly call me on my cell at any time. I love to talk about the market, 647-545-8065. If you join the room, you will need a Skype. Skype is free and easy to set up. Send me a contact request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And of course, there's close to 300 of these pre-market sessions on YouTube. Do search at Quantum Leap Futures, and you can take a look at our past history, how we do the same thing every day, setting up our trade plan. And then, of course, if you like what we do and you like what I do, please follow me on Twitter at Crazy2. Okay, so first thing, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday, we were looking for a rotational day with a downside bias, and we kind of got. I shorted here, and kind of got. We got the triple bottom, and I shorted off of the triple bottom. Then I added on to it because of the triple bottom and the statistic on the RB3 being negative and having a 69% probability of taking out the short side. And unfortunately, I got caught, and then I added on to this trade. I truly did get caught. It was a planned trade up to 87.50, but after that, the quick move up kind of caught me. So I fired a third bullet, and then I basically was planning on holding on to that, and then I opened up my other account because I decided I wanted to hedge it. So I did a 1/3 hedge, and I took a long from 91.75 to hedge it just in case we did go up. And then eventually we rolled over, and my net neutral on the trade was 86.50, and then I eventually took the trade down for a profit, and then I got long off of the, this was a beautiful FUBAR Mr. Sneaky tech gap. It was also a Keltner line walk, 6 bars below the Keltner, and I took the long into the close. It was a sloppy day for me because I got caught on that one trade, but I managed it well and hedged it beautifully, and I ended up with 16 points on the day. So just good. It's a good example as I got caught and I got frozen, and then I had to do repair work, and I could have gotten a lot more out of this. If I would have taken down my hedge earlier, it would have been a much bigger win on the downside. But because we had that risk of the break of the IB to the upside, I decided to hold the hedge until we got to a positive point on the trade, and then I just took them both down. Wasn't a great trade, but I was happy that I was patient and I hedged it properly. Anyway, each morning I like to start with a basic plan. Well, I've got this up. I've been running long on gold from 1067.30. I was hoping to hold it for a longer period of time, but when we got the news this morning, we got this FUBAR Mr. Sneaky tech gap, and I decided that it was against my trade. And you know how I love to take these trades. I decided, you know what, I'll just take this down for a profit. So I closed my gold trade this morning at 1078.60, and because this is a strong reversal signal and I didn't want to sit through the heat. Finally got into a nice profit situation. I tried to do it at the 1080 level, but I was just a little too slow because I was thinking about it too long. Hesitation cost you money, cost me $300 roughly, because I hesitated a little bit too long. Anyway, each morning I like to start with a basic, don't want the gold, I want the ES. I start with a basic chart, and I do this every morning, and what I'm doing is I'm simply looking for slope and separation, looking for the strength of the trend. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA and a simple candlestick chart. I start on the monthly and I start working my way down. So beautiful trend on the monthly, violated it on August and September, took it back in October, and so far we're holding it in November. We've lost some separation, but we do have slope, and the trend is still intact until we get below that 2008 level. Going to the weekly, we had this downward trend starting, and then we rolled over in October and got back above, challenged it last 2 weeks ago, took it all back, and we're basically in a consolidation. We do have this possible cup and handle, but this cup and handle is on a weekly, so you have to take it into context in terms of what time frame it is on. But if we do not break below the 1975 area, this cup and handle is still valid. And if we break the right rim here at 2110, we got a measured move into the 2200s. But it is a weekly, so just have to take it in context there. Going to the daily, we had the strong trend up. They came down, challenged it, got back above. Now they're challenging it again. So we're basically got some consolidation, a possible turn of the trend to the low side. Going to the 4-hour, we have the possibility of the start of a downward trend. We had this nice trend up, and they rolled it over, and now we're below the 9 and the 20, and we're getting slope and separation to the downside. So as we come into the RTH session, the shorter time frame is starting to show some weakness. Same thing on the 1-hour. We are, we started this downtrend, we challenged it, and now we've fallen off of it, and now we're getting slope and separation to the downside. If somebody keep an eye on for me, I've got my long going on the ES. If we get into the 72s, let me know, because I want to move my stop up. But on the 1-hour, we've got strong slope and separation to the downside. Do have a bit of a technical gap here. Gap close is going to take us up into the 75. I'm looking for a move up into the 73 to test the week open, possibly that key line in the sand at 74.25. Same thing on the 30-minute. You've got good strong slope and separation down to the downside, and then keep going down into the time frames. Same thing. So as we move down in the time frames, we're seeing that we've got a trend down. It is being challenged right now on the 5-minute, but we have not gotten back above 71. If we get above 71, then we're challenging the trend. But overall, as we move down in time frames, we're seeing that we're starting to get a start of a downward trend. So let's take a look at the what the heck happened here. Excuse me for a second. I gotta fix this. It took all my, when I did my reboot this morning. Let me just fix this. Okay, so I'm going to draw a profile from here through to here. Bring that to the front. Need a profile. Draw a profile here. Draw a profile here. And one more. I'll fix this up a little bit better. I just wanted to get most of the information on here. All right, so currently right now we are trading 70.50. We're below this key line in the sand. Remember that the 70.50 is the last value we tried to hold going back into this this longer term microcomposite that runs from February 5th to October the 19th before we fell out of this value area on the 20th. The last price they tried to hold was the 70.50. We're trading the 70.50 now, right now. So we're still inside that value area, and the value area low comes down to the 51 1/4, and the value area high is 97.50. Now, as I explained yesterday, I'm taking the breakout day, but now that we're coming down here, because I was taking the breakout day from there to here because of the value area was matching with the value area high. But now that we've broken below the 74, the real spot I should have this profile is to here. And you can see that the value area low is at 47.50. That's below the 51 1/4 from the prior balance area here, and it's pretty much in line with this 49.75, which is the next key line in the sand. Right now, the key line in the sand for us to the upside is the 74.50. If we get above the 74.50, we're above the week open again at 73, and then we're back up into the separate distribution. Now, the one thing I was waiting to see if would happen, which would have been a positive sign, a bullish sign, was if we got yesterday when we were trading in that 84, 50, 84 1/4, if we would have got the shift up to the composite VPOP shift up. Right now, the most traded price going back to 2013 is the 2078.50, and it had shifted down from the 84 1/4. Yesterday, we spent some time at the 84.50, 84 1/4. In fact, we closed at the 84 1/4, and I was looking for the shift to happen either yesterday during the day, which would have been a positive, and I would have been looking to get long at that point in time, or in the Globex, and we did not have either shift. So right now we have some negativity, and value is remaining below that 84 1/4 down here at 78.50. The key to me is going to be whether or not we reject the 74.50, 73 week open and rotate back down towards this 66.50. Our low overnight is 65.75. We don't need this, which is, we don't need this. Just sorry, I got my charts are a little bit messed up on my reboot. Right below the 66.50, we've got this little CLVN at 65, and that's our low overnight, just above it at 65.75. This is going to be my first key line in the sand below us, and if we get below it, then I'm looking for a move down into the Fed number at 62, right around this HVN here at 62.75. There's a little bit of a cluster of targets down here. But this area is pretty blunt. We've been through it. I mean, we had this big, trend day, and, we could just chop around in here. The key level is going to be the 74.50 and whether we can get above it. If we can't, I think we just slowly grind down, test that overnight low, and then if we can't hold it and find responsive buyers down here, then I'm looking for the bigger move down to 62 and possibly back down into this whole area down here of chopping around from 49.75 up into the 74.50. Anything below 49, especially if we get below 47.50, then you got to think a bigger retrace and coming back down into this 29 or even down to our weekly ATR target, which is down in the 2019 area. But this is the next big destination down here at the 27. So right now we had GDP came in a little bit better than expected. Let's take a look at the news. Our GDP came in at 2.1 versus expected 2.0. Good trade balance was expected negative 61.8 billion, came in at negative 58.4 billion, and then GDP price index quarter came in at 1.3 versus 1.2. We do have the S&P composite HPI coming out at 9, or just came out. Let me. It came out slightly better as well. And then we've got consumer confidence and Richmond Manufacturing Index at 10 o'clock. So we've got some news this morning that could revalue the market. So let's go and take a look at I'm still trying to get everything rebooted properly and trade at the same time and all those good things. Okay, so right now our overnight high is up at 20.87 and a quarter. That puts it right above our open from yesterday and our VWAP from yesterday. Our overnight low is down here at 65.75, and our overnight VPOC could change, but right now it's at 75 and a quarter. And you can see we've got this triple distribution going on. We've got an LVN here at 72 and a quarter. I'm not going to pay much attention to this one simply because of the fact that it's right by that 74 and a quarter, and there's really nothing I could do about it. I could take the rejection of it, but I still have to risk above 74 and a quarter. So not going to be an important one to me. And then the other one is up here at the 79.50, and that's just inside of the prior day. So I'm going to pay attention to that 79.50, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bracket the range low and the LVN. So I don't want to be long until we get above the 79.50. I don't want to get short until we're below the 78 and a quarter. And then there's really no other information that I need from the overnight profile, so we can just move that out of the way. We can bring this out and take a look at where we stand. So we're going to open out outside of range and outside of value. If we stay below 78 and a quarter before the open, I think that they're slowly going to work their way up into the 73 area. That's why I'm trying to hold on to the long I took on the news. And we've got our month open at 73, our key line in the sand at 72. To the short side, there's no real edge for me here until we get down to this 65 area. Our overnight low is 65.75, so I kind of got a no man's land here between the 74 and a quarter and the 65. I need a setup to get me into a trade in here. Otherwise, I just have to watch and let them settle out the opening range and take the trade based on the opening range. I can't get into a short or a long as I'm here. The very earliest I could do it was possibly a rejection of 73. and seeing initiative sellers stepping in at 73, and I'd still have to risk above 74 and a quarter. I can't get long because I'd have to risk all the way down to 65. The key today, this morning, is all going to be about the 74. If we get above 74 and a quarter, I think we come back and test that 78.50 again, come back into balance, magnet, and possibly continuation, and work our way up inside of the profile to test the value area low and the 84 and a quarter, and take out the naked close and possibly get the composite VPOC shift. If that happens, I will accelerate the long that I'm in, or get into a new one if I close this long out at the 74 and a quarter into the 78.50. I'll accelerate it above 78.50 into the 84. The value area lows here at 83.75. There's nothing I can really do. It's all going to be about what happens right here at the 84.50. Now, I'll use the value area low as a guide to the short side. I don't want to be short until I'm below that, but I also don't want to be long until they come up here and accept that 84 and a quarter, and then go for the run to test the VWAP and the open and the overnight high up here at 87 and a quarter. Our 20-day ATR target, daily ATR target, is running at 25.18. Therefore, based on the low at 65.75, our upside daily ATR target is 90.50. Now, somebody was asking me, sent me an email and was asking, why do I pay so much attention to the daily 20-period ATR target, and why I pay attention to the weekly? Well, it's not that I'm looking for them so much as targets. I'm looking at the possibility of range or range extension. If we get above 90.50, we're above the daily ATR range, and we could be setting up for a trend day, and I want to recognize that if I haven't already recognized it. So I really watch the range for what we are capable of doing on an average basis, and then if we get above or below it, okay, I can look to see if we get acceleration and we get a trend situation setting up. At those point in times, I really don't want to try to fade, okay, a move. I want to go with the move. So it really changes the thought process of my trading. So above the 84, I'm looking for continuation up into that 90 range. Remember that the 2-day microcomposite VPOC, where we tried to hold value, is at 91.75. We've got the value area high from yesterday at 92, so that's going to be a trade zone for me from 91.75 up to the value area high. Remember, if we get inside of this value and we hold it for a couple TPO counts, you got to look for an 80% destination trade up into the 92. And if we get the shift on the composite up to 84 and a quarter, then I would definitely, the risk, I don't care if we've come down like we've come down, the risk is still to the upside right now this week. So look for possible places, dips to buy, but be careful on the short side, especially if we get above 74. Above 74 and a quarter, you really want to be looking for opportunities for continuation to the upside. Above the value area, just above that, you've got the 93. I'm going to use the 94.50, okay, which was the range high from Friday, and above that, I'm looking for that key line in the sand, which is the value area high of the longer-term price acceptance value area that we're inside of right now, and then a move into the 2100s, and of course all our targets to the upside. The weekly ATR target got moved down from the 55 area with this move down overnight, and is now down at the 39 and a quarter, but still in the upper 2100s right now. To the downside, there's nothing I can do, okay, to the short side unless I can get a short from up here or from right here. And if we come down, we chop around, you see initiative selling stepping in on the open, and we get an open drive to the downside. Look for them to come down and test that CHVN at 66.50, but I would be looking for the overnight low to be taken out. A break below 65, then I'm into my short hat. Okay, I'll be looking for a move down. The daily ATR target to the short side, hold on a second, I'm going to move my stop up here. Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to manage this trade now that we're up at the weekly open. The daily ATR target off the high 2087.25, 25 points below that, it brings us down into the 2062 area. I've got it sitting at 2061.50 simply because we've got the FOMC number as well at 62. We've got the naked VPOC at 62.75. There's a big cluster. So anything below 65, then I'm looking for that short into 67 and looking for a possible move into 62. I mean, looking for a possible move. First support comes in at 60.50. Below 60.50, I'm looking at 57.25 as a target. The year open at 55, and the next support level at 52.75. Below there, we get to our area of key line in the sand, and I'm going to use the 47. What was it? 47.50. So that I'm sure that we just don't come down, take out this naked VPOC and this naked close, and then bounce from there. And then all our numbers are all the same to the short side that we've been talking about for the last couple days, with the next big target being down here in the 27 to 19 area. Our weekly down ATR target's down here at 2019 still. All right, so looks like we're getting above this month open. I'm looking for them to come up and test this 74.25. Take a look at the Keltner. The Keltner center line is at 70.75. This is, I put my stop at 70.25 below it, and I'll start moving my stop up. I probably want to close this trade down before we get into the open. If I was smart, I'd probably take it down right here. Now that they're just seeing some rejection of the 73. In fact, hold on a second. I'm going to take this down. Come on, give it to me. All right, I'll let that work. I'm working an order right now at 72.75, and it looks like they're not going to give it to me. The upper Keltner is up here at 76.50. Come on. And the center line all right, I'm just a little distracted right now. Below the 70.75, a move down to the lower Keltner is going to take out the overnight low at 65.75 and test that 65 area. I'm out of I'm closed on my long. So that there was a runner from 68.50 up to 72.75. I just wanted to be closed before we get into the open. And we seem to be rejecting that week open right now. So, I mean, I could be wrong. It could continue, but I'd rather take my profit. I've got a really good morning. I took one long last night and one short last night, and then I took the long this morning, and I closed out my gold. So I've had a good morning and night. I've got to fix this, of course. Forgot to, I did a hard reboot this morning because I was having problems, and forgot to save everything before I did that. So right from here, this has to come over here. So right now, the CLVN has shifted from what am I? I've got fibs going on here. I'm gonna fix this in a minute. I'll have to take care of that in a minute. The CLVN has shifted from 73.40 up to 74.40. We're above it right now. The balance below us has been left behind at 70.25. I'm looking for the possibility of working our way back up into this 88. I did take my my long down because of the fact that we had that FUBAR Mr. Sneaky Tech Gap. If we get below 74, then I'd be looking for them to move back down into the 70 area and possibly down into the 67. Anything below 65, then I start thinking to the short side in gold. I'm not convinced that gold's going to roll over. We've moved too far, too fast, and I'm looking for a slow grind back up. I'll actually be looking for opportunities to get back into the long, but I had to take the profit because of the setup. And again, I don't know if I talked about it in here this morning in the recording, but the reason I got out of my gold, and this is I would, in normal circumstances, if I wasn't in a gold long, I would have taken the short off of this right here. You've got the FUBAR, creates the tech gap, Mr. Sneaky, short it here, target here, look for possible continuation. You probably could have got in on this candle somewhere where I took my long off around 78.60 and have a nice short all the way down to 75, get funded and hope for a move down. We're getting slope and separation. They rejected the 9 EMA, so this could just be a short-lived setup off of the news and then a continuation. So I'll be looking for our areas to get long gold again today. Just if they come down to the 74, I'll be looking to try to take the long off there, or if there's another setup. One last thing is the geometric chart. I redrew it. We have a energy point right here, which is due tomorrow at 74.50. We came down and tested the lower line of the upward sloping fork, which is a daily fork. This bigger fork to the downside is a weekly, and then the shorter time frame fork is a 4 hour. If we can't hold above the lower line of the upward sloping fork, a move down, because we'd be rejecting the upper line of the smaller time frame fork at the same time, a move down here, okay, is going to take us down into the center line, going to take us down into the lower 2000 and near that 2019 area on the weekly. I don't think that's going to happen today, but just we've rejected the upper line of the longer time frame downward sloping fork, and we have failed to break out of the smaller time frame fork, and we're testing the lower line of the upward sloping fork. So we do have the possibility, if we break, to get the bigger move to the downside. So we just have to be cognizant of that fact. All right.